You are listening to the daily homily for Magdala in the Holy Land.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
After the 5,000 had eaten and were satisfied, Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and proceed him to the other side toward Bethsaida, while he dismissed the crowd. And when he had taken leave of them, he went off to the mountain to pray. When it was evening, the boat was far out on the sea, and he was alone on shore. Then he saw that they were tossed about while rowing, for the wind was against them. About the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them walking on the sea. He meant to pass by them, but when they saw him walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost and cried out. They had all seen him and were terrified, but at once he spoke with them. "Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid." He got into the boat with them, and the wind died down. They were completely astounded. They had not understood the incident of the loaves. On the contrary, their hearts were hardened. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We have this wonderful hymn echoing the Epiphany, the theophany, the revelation of God to the nations. Lord, that every nation on earth will adore you. Lord, every nation on earth will adore you. And this is the tone of these days. We're still in the Christmas season. We're wearing white vestments. And yet now we have the scene from the public life of Jesus already. We're in these little unusual days between the variable dating of the Epiphany, the varying celebration of the Epiphany on the Sunday or on the Tuesday, for us yesterday and the 6th of January. And so we have some places that have different readings for today, and there's that kind of double provision. So their hearts were hardened. And we have this wonderful reading about love. Beloved, if God so loved us, we must love one another. And their hearts were hardened. In this case, they were hardened for faith, and they were hardened by fear. And the last line of the first reading is, "Perfect love drives out fear." Perfect love drives out fear. And we have the scene here. It's not always that we have the scene of the gospel from the scriptures that we read at the Mass. And this is from a different account because it's not the story with Peter. The one we have today doesn't relate the incident with Peter in the water. It's just a storm on the sea by itself. And so we have this great image of the life of the church going through the centuries, but also the life of every soul. When we experience that great uncertainty and doubt and what's happening in the future and what's happening in the present when things get very scary. And so here a few times during the war in the last couple of years, and we just think of the people in cities that have been bombed in these days, and we think of how people wake up to that sound and the scariness of that. But then there's also the rumblings inside our heart, the earthquakes that happen inside of us that shake us and that we have to deal with. And it's not easy to tell somebody that's in the middle of a scary situation, don't be afraid. Jesus says to them, don't worry, why are you afraid? Because the circumstances grip our senses so powerfully, and our knowledge comes through our senses, but we now have other sources of knowledge through faith and through experience of life and the experience of a different experience of church than the first disciples, because they had a wonderful experience with Jesus, but we have an experience of the church of 2,000 years. It's indirect experience for most of the time, but some of us are getting close to a century. And so we're have a big swath of the church history also in personal experience, but then through the awareness of church history, we realize that that bark of Peter on the waters is under the view of Christ. And he's walking on the troubled waters beside us. Pope Leo today started a new series of catechesis in the Wednesday audiences on the Second Vatican Council documents. I'm looking forward very much to this. And yesterday the year of hope, hope does not disappoint, was closed officially in Rome at the closing of St. Peter's Basilica. And so the great gain we have of hope to walk with Christ or to go through the storms on the sea, and we know Christ is walking nearby. And God is not unaware. He is also, from biblical experience, Emmanuel. He is with us. He takes us out from slavery. He brings us back from exile. He accompanies us in all our needs. And this is the great confidence of the Psalms as well. So we have readings today that encourage us and that focus us on the mystery of our life in all of these moving and changing circumstances. The mystery of our life is love. We are from God's love. He created us for this love. And we have the word again here in this reading today. It's very much John's vocabulary, remain. I wonder how many times remain is used in all of the letters of John, the gospel, to remain in his love. And we have very concrete pointers for that in the relationships we have with each other. If we are intentionally selfish with others, we are distancing ourselves from God's gift to us, his gift of life, and the identity we have as being made in his image and likeness. And to remain in his love then means to also give that love, to be able to forgive, to help, to give understanding for people's shortcomings and faults, for stretching our heart to, like the parents do for a child, like we all do for family members, for neighbors, for others, how to stretch our heart to make space for them in their difficulties, to bear my brother's burden, the burden of those around me. This is all about love. The first word about love is patience. And so then if we are living this love, we remain in God and he in us. This love is brought to perfection among us. That's a beautiful concept. Maybe we don't live perfect love today. Maybe we didn't live perfect love yesterday. But it's being brought to perfection in us. There's a path, there's a growth, and there's hope in that, because we know that God is walking with us through the storms. Maybe we've been through interior storms in our seas, inside our heart, our soul, our mind, and God is walking with us. He doesn't abandon us. Whoever remains in love remains in God and God in him. In this is love brought to perfection among us, that we have confidence on the day of judgment. This is beautiful. Perfect love drives out fear.
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.